Today we're going to be constructing parallel and perpendicular lines. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to construct a parallel line to a point that's off of the line. So we're going to create a line that's parallel to AB, but it's going to be going through this point X, so it's going to be down in this area somewhere. Okay? And the first thing that it says that we have to do is draw a line through the point off of the line. In other words, we're going to connect A to X, and we're going to do it with a line. Thank you. So, just take a straight edge. And connect A to X with a line. Everybody that far? We're okay drawing that line. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to create an angle that's congruent to this one. That's the process we're going to go through. So we're going to take our compass and we're going to set it on point A. And I'm going to adjust it so that it's on the short side of the X. Does everybody see what I mean on the short side? I don't want it to be past X. It could be, but I think it's going to be easier if everybody looks at it and it's not there. And I'm going to make an arc. Everybody see what I did? Without changing the setting, you're going to move to point X. And you're going to make another arc. Everybody see the two arcs?
On point X or beyond point X?
I started with my point on X. And I made the arc by using X as the pivot point. You with me? Now, remember that when we're creating a congruent angle, we had to pick our compass back up. We're going to go to that original arc that we made, and we're going to reset the compass so that the length of the compass is set for the distance that it was across that angle from where the arcs intersected. Does everybody see that I have it set that way? In fact, I'm going to put a little construction mark there so we can see it. Right? We're going to pick up, without changing the setting, we're going to pick it up and set it on the other arc. And again, without changing that setting, we're going to make another arc. Whoa, don't do that. That's the first time that's happened. I don't know what it did. Now, you can see what I did. What happened here? My first arc wasn't what? My first arc that I made wasn't quite what? Wasn't quite long enough. I'm going to go back and extend it so that you can see where it would intersect. So I'm going to reset it. So that we can see where that's going to intersect. Okay? And I'm going to make that point so that you can see it. The 2 points that we're going to connect is this point X and this point where those intersected. And we're going to draw a line through them. And if we've done that right, then these two lines are parallel to each other. Does anybody know why would be parallel?
The angles are correct.
But why? What type of angles are those? They have they're corresponding angles, and if corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines have to be parallel to each other. So again, even doing the construction, we're tying back in that last chapter that we learned. Pretty good? Constructing a perpendicular line to a point on the line. What you're going to do is you're going to take your compass, and it doesn't matter really where it's set at. You're going to place it on the point that's on the line.
Arcades are like the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah, you're fine. It's in the bottom left-hand corner, right? You can do it from there. All right? It's just that I did these in 4 slides onto a page. But you still should be able to do the same thing. We all good? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to make an arc that crosses here, and you're going to rotate it around and make it so that you can see that it would cross here. Okay, everybody see what I've done? I put 2 little marks on it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to treat between the 2 little red marks that I've put up here, we're going to treat that as if it were just one segment length, and we're going to make a perpendicular bisector. So we're going to do the same process that we did yesterday. We're going to go to where that arc was. We're going to set our compass for over half the distance. I'm going to make an arc above and below. Remember that you could complete this. It doesn't have to look like what I've done. I've got it above and below. You could make the full circle there. We did yesterday, that little half circle. And without changing the setting, we're going to come over and do that same thing on the other side. And it should look something like that now. You should see that you have 2 points here where they intersected. And all I'm going to do then is what? I'm going to draw on a line and connect my dots. And if I've done that, then this would be 90 degrees. I drew a perpendicular line through a point that was on a line. Okay. Now we're going to construct a perpendicular line to a point that's not on the line. So you can see that I have this segment AB, and I have X up here that's not on the line, I want to construct a segment that's going to go through X but still be perpendicular to AB. So we're going to pick up our compass, and we're going to place our point of our compass on point X. And I'm going to just open up my compass wide enough so that I can see that it's clearly going to make an arc across that entire segment. I want it to intersect it in two spots. So I'm going to put those little marks where it intersects. There's a little arc. And then I'm going to come over and do the same thing over on this edge. And there's a little arc. Everybody with me? Now we're going to again pick up our compass. You're going to put it on that arc where it intersected. Make sure that you adjust it so that it's a little bit longer. It doesn't need to be much longer, just a little longer than what it was. I'm going to make an arc that's below line AB since X was above it. And I'm going to do the same thing from both places where the arc intersected my segment. And if you've done that, you should be able to identify then a point of intersection for those two arcs. And we're simply going to take a line and draw it then through X and that point of intersection. And if we've done that, this should be what type of angle? Should be perpendicular. This should be a right angle. We all good? Questions?